Okay, today we will be explaining mainly ISLM model. This content is chapter number, if you are writing chapter number 4, it is as per old edition. Old edition में chapter number 4 है, otherwise chapter number 10, and that is money, interest and income. Money, interest and income. मनी, इंटरेस्ट और इनकम चैप्टर की हेडिंग ये है. चैप्टर नंबर 4 या चैप्टर नंबर 10 कर लीजिए. एज पर न्यू एडिशन चैप्टर 10 होगा, एज पर ओल्ड एडिशन चैप्टर 4 है, बट कंटेंट इज सेम. नाउ दिस चैप्टर विल बेसिकली एक्सप्लेन टू इम्पॉर्टेंट मार्केट. वन इम्पॉर्टेंट मार्केट विल बी गुड्स मार्केट and the other market is money market. You may call money market as financial market or asset market also, and goods market can be called as product market also. So for equilibrium in goods market, we equate income with spending. Income whenever you write symbolically denoted by Y, और Y का मतलब GDP है, आउटपुट ऑफ इकोनॉमी. सो दैट GDP मस्ट बी इक्वल टू एग्रीगेट स्पेंडिंग, दैट इज एग्रीगेट डिमांड, कंजम्पशन स्पेंडिंग, इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेंडिंग, गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग एंड सो ऑन. सो व्हेन यू राइट Y इज इक्वल टू AD, इन फैक्ट यू आर इक्वेटिंग इनकम विथ स्पेंडिंग एंड देयरफॉर I is curve. सो I फॉर इनकम एज फॉर स्पेंडिंग. सो फॉर गुड्स मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम you will equate Y with aggregate demand, and that aggregate demand will have consumption spending, investment spending and government spending. So we have to write one IS curve equation or IS curve relation. After that, the second part of this chapter will be explain money market equilibrium. For money market equilibrium, money demand must be equal to money supply. Demand for money will be called as liquidity preference. Demand for money is technically called liquidity preference, which means we prefer to keep liquid asset. We prefer to keep liquid asset, and most liquid asset is cash, that is money. So demand for money is nothing but liquidity preference, and that liquidity preference will be equated with money supply. So for demand for money you write L, for money supply you write M. So on LM curve, L for liquidity preference and M for money supply. So when money demand is equal to money supply, we have a money market equilibrium. When both market will be in equilibrium, only then we can say that economy is in equilibrium. When both market will be in equilibrium, then only economy will be in equilibrium. So first part is basically concept of IS curve, then second part will be concept of LM curve. Remember, whenever you write IS curve or LM curve, when you will plot it graphically, you will write income on x-axis and rate of interest on vertical axis. Now this chapter talks about what? Income as well as interest rate. So income on one axis, interest rate on the other axis. So when I say IS curve, then IS curve explain relationship between interest rate and income, where this condition is satisfied. So when this condition is satisfied, we have goods market equilibrium. So along goods IS curve, goods market will be in equilibrium. Similarly, when you draw LM curve, that LM curve will also explain relationship between interest rate and income, where this condition is satisfied. So one equation will be for goods market, other equation will be for money market. Now in today's class we are focusing only on goods market. So there are three parts that has to be discussed here: derivation of IS curve, then slope of IS curve, and then shift of IS curve. Similarly, derivation of LM curve, shift of LM curve and slope of LM curve. So three parts in the IS curve concept. one is derivation, second is slope, and third is shift. So start with the first one, derivation of IS curve. Then we will explain slope of that line, after that shift of that curve. So first heading is derivation of IS curve. Briefly you can copy this. Goods market और money market का एक हम explain कर रहे हैं. Goods market and money market एक we are explaining. Along IS curve income equal to spending है, along LM curve money demand equal to money supply है. Derivation of IS curve oblique goods market equilibrium. Derivation of IS curve slash goods market equilibrium. Remember, for IS curve we have to equate income with spending. Spending is aggregate demand, income is Y, and in place of aggregate demand you write consumption plus investment plus government expenditure. Now just focus here. Consumption is a function of income. Exactly, it is a function of disposable income. So you write consumption function as autonomous consumption, which does not depend upon income, plus MPC into disposable income. Now this is your consumption as a function of disposable income, plus now this is investment. In the previous chapter we assumed investment only as autonomous, which means investment does not depend upon income. Now we are saying that although investment does not depend upon income, but it depends upon rate of interest. Rate of interest is cost of borrowing capital. Remember, when I say investment in macro, it means purchasing plant, machinery, equipment. That is investment. It is not purchasing share or bonds or debentures. Investment means purchase of real assets like plant, machinery or equipment. So when firms will buy that plant, machinery or equipment, firm will require fund, borrowing. And what is the cost of borrowing? The rate of interest that you have to pay. So what must be the relationship between interest rate and investment? Direct or inverse? When interest rate will increase, then investment will be less, because rate of interest is cost of borrowing capital. Now question is, if interest rate increases by 1 percentage point, investment will fall by how much? Suppose rate of interest increases in India from 5% to 6%. Then you said investment will decrease, but by how much? That depends upon the responsiveness. So for that purpose, I am writing investment as I bar minus BI. This is the function of investment now. Now this concept is new. So for that purpose, just in rough I am explaining that part. Suppose if I say investment is equal to 100 minus 5i, investment का function लिख रखा है 100 minus 5i. So if I say rate of interest is 10%, then how much is investment? यहाँ पे आपने 10 लिख दिया, तो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट अगर 10% होगा तो इन्वेस्टमेंट की वैल्यू 50 होगी. इफ रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इंक्रीजेस बाय 1%, देन 11 यहाँ लिख दीजिए, 55 हो जाएगा. 100 minus 55, 40. That means when interest rate will increase by 1 percentage point, investment will fall by 5 percentage point. It declined from 50 to 45. 5 परसेंटेज पॉइंट से इसलिए डिक्रीज हो रहा है क्योंकि यहाँ नंबर क्या लिख रखा है 5 है. अगर यहाँ 4 लिखा हो तो 4 टाइम्स, 2 लिखा हो 2 टाइम्स है. तो फिर जनरल इक्वेशन में क्या लिखा है? सो b टाइम्स. सो व्हेन rate of interest will change, investment will respond by how much times? So what does B measure? Responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest. B measures response of investment due to change in rate of interest. Whenever you use the word responsiveness, you can also use elasticity, because what does price elasticity demand measures? A response of demand due to change in price. What is income elasticity demand? A response of demand due to change in income. So when I say response of demand due to change in price, then you call it price elasticity. A response in demand due to change in income, you call it income elasticity. So I say B is responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest. So which elasticity? Apply concept. When I said response in demand due to change in price, then it is price elasticity demand. A response in demand due to change in income, then it is income elasticity. So B is a responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest. So it is interest elasticity of investment. So in question paper it may be written as interest elasticity of investment. So what is B measures? Either simply call it responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest or interest elasticity of investment. Point clear है? So B is basically measuring responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest. If question says interest elasticity of investment is 0, then it means interest elasticity of investment is 0 means interest elasticity of investment means B. So when I say interest elasticity of investment is 0, that means B is 0. So when B is 0, then I is only equal to I bar. So we have to apply this concept, then government expenditure is assumed to remain constant. So this is the new concept now, because now we have to explain income and interest at both. So now simply derive this point. Y is equal to C bar plus B given hoga, nahi calculate, you can't calculate it. It will be given, like I gave it in the form of 5. It could be written as 2, any other value, it will be given. C bar plus small c, what is disposable income? Income minus tax plus transfer, that is disposable income. Income minus tax plus transfer. Then investment is I bar minus BI plus government expenditure. After that you expand this term, it is small cy minus small ct plus small cr. We consider R as only autonomous. Then it is I bar minus BI plus government expenditure. Clear है यहाँ तक? Then it is C bar plus small cy. What is tax? Tax could be a function of income, may not be a function of income. So it may be autonomous or depends upon income, which is income tax. So that small t is income tax rate. After that it is small cr plus I bar minus BI plus government expenditure. Then you write it in the form of C bar plus small cy minus small ct bar minus small c into small ty plus small c into r plus I minus BI plus G. ठीक है? Now how many terms are autonomous here? Autonomous means which do not depend upon income or do not depend upon rate of interest. So this is autonomous number, this is another autonomous number, R bar is another autonomous, I bar, G bar. By adding all autonomous values, I write only A bar. Simplify कर रहे हैं उसको. All autonomous values clubbed together and written as A bar. After that I am writing this B item. So how many terms depends upon income now? Terms which depend upon income, cy and this small c ty. So plus cy minus small c into small ty. ठीक है यहाँ तक. Now if you have to give a right equation or function, if you are writing any particular function, then to explain any particular function, this right side of the equation is mainly your aggregate demand. You have written this right side, this is your aggregate demand equation. Just one step here, short में concept जैसा समझ लेंगे यहाँ पे. When I say we have to plot aggregate demand as a function of y, ध्यान देना जरा पे. When income will be 0, then aggregate demand will be equal to what? If income is 0, ये term 0 हो जाएगा, ये term भी 0 हो जाएगा. So aggregate demand is how much? So graphically what will happen? If income is 0, then how much is aggregate demand? If income is 0, then aggregate demand, this intercept will be what? This intercept will be a bar minus bi होगा. And after that you will draw that aggregate demand function. So remember that intercept is a bar minus bi. So whenever that intercept will change, you will shift that line. वो लाइन शिफ्ट हो जाएगा अगर वो इंटरसेप्ट चेंज हो गया. तो उस इंटरसेप्ट में इंक्लूड क्या कर रहे हैं हम? दैट इंटरसेप्ट इज a bar minus bi. And what is included in a bar? All autonomous term. So whenever any autonomous term will change, you will shift that aggregate demand line. ठीक है. What is slope of this line? डिफ्रेंशिएट कर लेंगे y के रेस्पेक्ट में. स्लोप निकालने के लिए आपने फंक्शन को y के रेस्पेक्ट में डिफ्रेंशिएट किया है. सो व्हेन यू डिफ्रेंशिएट विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू y, इन दोनों टर्म में y नहीं है, कांस्टेंट हो गया, डेरिवेटिव 0, इसका डेरिवेटिव और इसका डेरिवेटिव. सो व्हाट इज स्लोप ऑफ दिस लाइन? Slope of this line is equal to c minus ct, which means if MPC will change or rate of tax will change, then you will change slope of line, because MPC and rate of tax determine slope. So slope means the line will be either steeper or flatter. पॉइंट यही रह जाएगा. इसी पॉइंट से लाइन स्टीप भी बना सकते हैं, फ्लैट भी बना सकते हैं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन डिफरेंट वैल्यूज ऑफ MPC and rate of tax. So right now we have written basically equation in this form. Now do one thing, just solve this equation for y now. यहाँ तक का स्टेप क्लियर रहेगा, याद रहेगा, because you have to follow in the entire unit. The positive intercept here is a bar minus bi and slope of line is c minus small c into t. Now solve it for y. So y minus cy plus small c into ty is equal to a bar minus bi, and then you will take y common here. तो y कॉमन लिया तो ब्रैकेट के टर्म में क्या आ जाएंगे? 1 minus c plus ct. Therefore y is equal to what? a bar minus bi upon 1 minus c plus ct. Now tell me one thing. We have derived this relationship or equation by starting that income is equal to, so when income is equal to spending, isn't it IS curve? By when you equate income with spending, it is basically IS curve. So this is equation of IS curve. ये IS curve का equation है. Equation of IS curve has been derived, but in question paper these are given in terms of numerical numbers. So you will get basically a numerical relationship. You will get a relationship, and that relationship will explain relation between interest rate and income, holding all other factors constant. Now below that equation, make 3 arrows here. We have to explain 3 things: derivation, shift and slope. I am writing this relation on next page. यहाँ तक का पहले कॉपी कर लेंगे. Done. So basically whenever you write IS curve equation, start writing y equal to c plus I plus g. जिस फॉर्म में भी फंक्शन गिवन होगा वो सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हुए इक्वेशन लिख देंगे. फर्स्ट पार्ट विल बी दिस. नाउ आई एम राइटिंग दिस टर्म on next page. यहाँ लिखिएगा, नहीं किया? When you have to derive the formula, basically you can write in this form, but otherwise in question paper just start writing in this form. It will be very difficult for you directly to use this formula. Reason, how you will get the number a bar, उसके लिए तो separately calculate करने पड़ेंगे. So it is always better to start with this. But otherwise when you are writing a theoretical answer, then we can directly use this relationship, y is equal to a bar minus bi upon 1 minus c plus ct. Now this relationship has three different form. Y is equal to a bar minus bi upon 1 minus c plus ct. This equation could also be written as y is equal to alpha times a bar minus bi. So what is alpha here? 1 upon 1 minus c plus ct, and that term is nothing but multiplier. 1 upon 1 minus mpc plus small ct is the term multiplier. So y is equal to this or this, in any way it could be written. Generally it is referred as government multiplier, so I write it alpha g. Now whenever you derive a relation, when we have to explain the derivation, derivation also means we are explaining movement along a curve. So movement along is curve. When you have to derive a curve, that means you have to explain 2 points of that curve, then only you can derive it. Remember, when you derive the is curve, it will be always due to change in rate of interest keeping all other factors constant. ठीक है, की पॉइंट को याद रखेंगे पहले. While deriving the is relationship or is curve, you change interest rate holding all other factors constant. So what are the factors constant then? You have to change only I, keep all other factors or numbers constant. When we have to explain the shift of is curve, then shift of is curve will be due to change in a bar, autonomous number. And what includes those autonomous numbers? Autonomous consumption, autonomous investment, autonomous tax, autonomous transfer, autonomous government expenditure. It could be autonomous export, it could be autonomous import. So if any autonomous number will change, then entire curve will shift. Whether it will shift to the right or to the left, we have to determine. How much will be the magnitude of shift, that has to be determined again. And the third part which is left in this concept will be slope of is curve. So remember, you have to just follow this equation y equal to alpha g into a bar minus bi. When you change interest rate, you derive the line. When you change a bar, it causes shift. So what are the two terms left? One is alpha g and the other is b. And what is b exactly? Responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of interest or interest elasticity of investment. ठीक है? So slope of is curve depends upon two factors. One, मल्टीप्लायर एंड द अदर बी। ठीक है, ये फ्रेम जो मैंने बना रखा है इसको कभी बोलना नहीं। व्हेन यू डिराइव द रिलेशनशिप यू चेंज इंटरेस्ट रेट, व्हेन यू एक्सपेंड शिफ्ट यू चेंज autonomous number, and when alpha g or b will change then it will change slope of the line. So slope depends upon these two factors, shift depends upon a bar, and derivation is due to change in rate of interest. So this is your first question, this is your second question, and this is your third question. 3 parts है इस topic में. Within IS का we have to explain 3 questions here. So first draw this and then we have to explain the first one, derivation of IS curve. Same thing we will follow while explaining LM curve, LM derivation, LM shift, and then we will combine goods market and money market both to explain where will be the equilibrium of economy. So this is one part of the economy, that is goods market. For goods market we are explaining IS curve, its shift and slope of this. ठीक है, done. Now first heading is derivation of IS curve. You have already marked that. And derivation of IS curve. देखिए, 2 part of diagram will be there, above and just below it. Side में नहीं draw करेंगे, just below it. On axis we will mark on first part of diagram, mark here Y and mark here aggregate demand. In lower part of diagram we have to derive IS curve. Now whether you plot IS curve or LM curve, what do you write on axis?
Y and interest rate.
Y and I, rate of interest. After that, draw a line at 45-degree angle. First here. Any point on that line will be equidistant from both axes. So just draw line at 45-degree angle first. And now recall, if I say income is 0, if I say income is 0, then how much is aggregate demand? What was that intercept? ये intercept था A bar minus BI. So that means there must be some number, constant number है. So A bar is, suppose A bar 1 and rate of interest is I1. Suppose it is based upon rate of interest of 5%. Based upon that rate of interest you draw aggregate demand line. So this is your first aggregate demand line. Intersection of that aggregate demand with 45-degree angle will determine equilibrium level of income. Y equal to AD हो गया वहाँ. So we have equilibrium level of income Y1 based upon how much interest rate? What is the interest rate we are assuming? I1. तो कोई एक सर्टेन नंबर है, वो उस नंबर को आपने यहाँ पे प्लॉट कर रखा है, वो आर्बिट्ररी प्लॉटिंग होगी आपकी. इफ आई से 5% तो आपने 5% पे यहाँ मार्क कर रखा है. सो बेस्ड अपॉन 5% इंटरेस्ट रेट, गुड्स मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम इज व्हेन इनकम इज Y1. वी हैव 1 पॉइंट. नाउ हाउ टू डिराइव IS कर्व? अब जो 3 एरो बनाए थे उसके अकॉर्डिंगली बताएंगे. 3 जो एरो आपने मार्क कर रखे उसमें हाउ टू डिराइव IS कर्व. व्हाइल डिराइविंग IS कर्व व्हाट यू विल चेंज? और रफ नोट में क्या लिखा है? While deriving IS का what you will change? You will change interest rate keeping all other factors constant. So keep all other factor constant and just change a rate of interest. ध्यान देना आप जरा पहले. If I say rate of interest is lower, then in first part of diagram which intercept will shift, This intercept was A bar minus Bi. So when rate of interest will fall, what is the effect on this entire number? ये शिफ्ट हो जाएगा because investment बढ़ जाएगी. So this intercept will change and now intercept you will write it here A bar 1 minus B और I की जगह second value ले लिया. Starting from that point you will draw aggregate demand line and that will be aggregate demand 2. Why I am drawing it parallel? Why parallel? Because slope of that AD depends upon what? What is the slope of aggregate demand? Slope of aggregate demand was C minus small c into T. But those numbers have not changed. So slope will not change. So line must be parallel. So now economy will have a higher level of equilibrium income Y2. And this income of Y2 will be joined with rate of interest I2. From this basically it follows that whenever you take different rate of interest, you will have different intercept here. We will have different AD and we will have different income. So at different rate of interest we get different level of income. By joining all those points, we get IS curve, because along IS curve what is equal? Along IS curve what is equal? Income equal to spending. So this point you have derived from this point where income is equal to spending, y equal to ADA. We derive second point here from this point. Here also income is equal to spending. So at every point on this line, y is equal to AD hoga. And when you say y is equal to AD, it means income is equal to spending at every point on that line. But if I mark any point to the right side of IS curve, then suppose एक point mark किया वहाँ पे M. अब जरा सोच के बताना. When you say along this line y is equal to AD, so obviously to the right of it or to the left of it, y is not equal to AD. Which number is greater? To the right of it.
Income.
Because y income is greater. Just यहाँ पे देखिए, if you are on IS curve at this point y equal to ADA. If you go to the right, what do you increase? Y increase हो रहा है. So if you go to the right, then y is more than AD. What does it mean actually? Y is nothing but output. So output is more than demand. So when output is more than demand in goods market, what is the condition? Output produced by firm is more than demand in the economy. So is it excess demand for good or excess supply of good? Excess supply of good. So when output is greater than demand, we say it is excess supply of good. And any point to the left of it, y will be less, demand will be more. So you will say it excess demand for good. So on this line, demand equal to supply, in that way it is equilibrium. To the right of it excess supply, to the left of it excess demand. On the line neither excess demand nor excess supply, in that way we have equilibrium. So along IS curve goods market is in equilibrium. Along IS curve goods market is in equilibrium. Generally these are basically the tools that you have to explain. Rarely question will be like derive IS curve, बहुत elementary question हो गया वो. But when a numerical will be given, values will be given to you and you have to calculate or write down the equation of IS curve. So first copy this and I am giving an example. This will be in the reading first question. Chapter number 4 है तो 4.1 होगा, otherwise 10th chapter है तो 10.1. Consumption value is given as 0.8 into 1 minus t into y. It is written in that format. कंजम्पशन का फंक्शन ये लिखा हुआ है, where small t, that is rate of tax, is 0.25. Investment is 900 minus 50i. Government expenditure is 800. Given these numbers, you have to write IS curve equation or IS curve relation. We have to write IS curve relation. So how to write IS curve relation? IS curve relation है, कोई numerical number नहीं आएगा, but that relation you will get in terms of what? Rate of interest and income. Interest rate और income के term में एक relationship आनी है. So for IS curve, what you will equate? Income equal to spending, which means y equal to AD, and in place of AD what you will write? C plus I plus G. So write here y equal to C plus I plus G. In place of that C, substitute the function. In place of that C, you will write 0.8 into 1 minus tax rate is 0.25 into y plus investment is 900 minus 50i and plus government expenditure of 800. So y equal to this 8 into 0.75, 0.8 bracket का number 0.75, so 8 into 0.75 is 0.6, 0.6y plus 900 and 800, 1700 minus 50i. ठीक है, ये 0.65 लेफ्ट साइड कर लेंगे तो y माइनस 0.65 विल बिकम 0.4y. तो लेफ्ट साइड करने पे ये नंबर हो जाएगा 0.4y इज इक्वल टू 1700 माइनस 50i. Therefore y is equal to 0.4 से डिवाइड कर दिया. When you divide it by 4, it will become 4250 minus 125i. In any numerical question, this is your first equation. So given the value of consumption, tax, investment and government expenditure, you can write equation of IS curve. You will get equation, मतलब relationship है, and that is relationship between what? Income and interest rate. So IS curve explain relationship between income and rate of interest, where goods market is in equilibrium, and goods market is in equilibrium because you are writing y is equal to AD. So we have one equation. Similarly, you will write equation for LM curve, then you will get the second equation. Then only you can solve it simultaneously to get income and rate of interest. From this we cannot determine income and interest rate. It is just a relationship. So अब आप एक बात बताओ, if you know this equation, if you know this equation, this is equation of this line. तो अगर लाइन का इक्वेशन मालूम है तो लाइन का स्लोप निकाल सकते हैं. लाइन का इक्वेशन मालूम है तो लाइन का स्लोप निकाल लोगे. हाउ? So what is exactly slope of this line? If you know the relationship, if you know the equation of that line, you have to find slope of that line. So what is slope of that line? Slope will bring you to the second concept of IS curve. This is the equation line. Now we have to explain slope of the line. So when you explain slope of the line, next यहाँ तक कर लिया, done. Next heading पहले बना लेगा. Just write a one definition, one line. IS curve represent different combination of IS curve represent different combination of different combination of income and interest rate, different combination of income and interest rate where goods market is in equilibrium, where goods market is in equilibrium, where goods market is in equilibrium. Along IS curve, income is equal to spending. Along IS curve, income is equal to spending. Income is equal to spending. That is Y equal to AD. That is Y equal to AD. ठीक है. So you must remember to the right what is the case and to the left what is the situation. Now explain the second part first, and that second part is slope of IS curve first. After that shift, slope of IS curve. Remember, when you draw IS curve, you take here income and interest rate. IS curve may be steeper or IS curve may be flatter. But now question is, what determines the slope? It may be vertical also, it may be horizontal also. So what determines exactly the slope? To determine slope, you said you will differentiate. तो टर्म से बता देना क्या करना मुझे. Differentiate, what you will differentiate? And with respect to what?
With respect to I.
Slope is always dy by dx. dy by dx होता है. y और x का मतलब है the variable written on y axis and the variable written on x axis. So since when you draw IS curve, you take interest rate on vertical axis and income on x axis, so you will have to do di by dy. di by dy करना है. स्लोप कैलकुलेट करने के लिए here you have to apply di by dy. Clear है? Now first of all write IS curve equation first. So we have already derived that equation, and that equation was y is equal to alpha g within bracket it was a bar minus bi. This was equation of IS curve. But if you differentiate this term with respect to y, you will get inverse of slope. dy by di will be giving you what? Inverse of the slope, but you have to calculate slope of the line. So first of all write equation in terms of I के term में equation लिखिएगा. तो y equal to alpha g a minus alpha g bi. अब ये alpha g bi का नंबर लेफ्ट साइड कर लीजिए. So this will be alpha g bi is equal to alpha g a bar minus y, and then I is equal to what? I is equal to अल्फा जी बी से डिवाइड कर दिया. तो अल्फा जी बी से अगर डिवाइड कर देंगे तो ये नंबर अल्फा जी ए बार अपॉन अल्फा जी इंटू बी माइनस वाई अपॉन अल्फा जी इंटू बी हो गया. एंड देन टू कैलकुलेट स्लोप व्हाट यू विल डू? डी आई बाई डी वाई करना है. सो डिफरेंशिएट दिस फंक्शन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वाई कीपिंग ऑल अदर फैक्टर्स कांस्टेंट. सो इन दिस फर्स्ट नंबर देयर इज नो वाई. तो ये कंप्लीट नंबर का डेरिवेशन क्या हो गया? 0 हो गया. एंड व्हाट इज डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ दिस नंबर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वाई? सो डेरिवेटिव इज माइनस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 1 अपॉन अल्फा जी इनटू बी. और जो 3 पॉइंट आपने भी स्टार्ट में लिखा था डेरिवेशन शिफ्ट और स्लोप में, स्लोप के नीचे क्या लिखा था? स्लोप डिपेंड्स अपॉन विच फैक्टर? अल्फा डी एंड बी. तो स्लोप इज डिपेंडिंग अपॉन अल्फा डी एंड बी. व्हाट इज माइनस वाई माइनस साइन? इनवर्स. नेगेटिव स्लोप के लिए माइनस साइन है. नेगेटिव स्लोप के लिए माइनस साइन आ रखा है और अल्फा जी और बी के ऊपर स्लोप डिपेंड करता है. नाउ आई एम गिविंग सम application side. If alpha g is more, if alpha g is more, then slope of is का will less. Slope is less, it means line is steeper or flatter. इनमें से कौन किस लाइन का स्लोप कम है? When slope will be less, then line will be flatter. ठीक है? Similarly, when b is more, but what is exactly b? वहाँ b और अल्फा जी नहीं लिखा होता, वहाँ टर्म रिलेट करना होगा आपको पेपर में. b is responsiveness of investment due to change in rate of or interest elasticity of investment. So when investment is more interest elastic, b is more, then slope will be again less and line will be flatter. इसमें दो इनवर्स रिलेशन है, सिंपल. नाउ आई से, या क्वेश्चन कह रहा है इन्वेस्टमेंट इज परफेक्टली इनइलास्टिक टू रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. पहले सोचिए मैंने कौन सा टर्म बोला और उसका नंबर क्या बोला. इन्वेस्टमेंट इज परफेक्टली इनइलास्टिक टू रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. इन्वेस्टमेंट इज परफेक्टली इनइलास्टिक. परफेक्टली इनइलास्टिक मतलब कोई चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट में चेंज होने से इन्वेस्टमेंट में कोई चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. सो विच टर्म इज जीरो? बी इज जीरो. देन either statement could be given in that format, or I say investment is completely unresponsive to change in rate of interest. Investment is completely unresponsive to change in rate of interest. Then also it means the value of b is 0. But if the value of b is 0, then what is slope of highest curve? b की जगह यहाँ 0 आ गया. So slope will be infinite, and therefore what will be the shape of highest curve? When a slope is infinity, then what is the shape? Slope infinite है. Vertical, horizontal? Slope infinite. Line vertical है, horizontal है? Line vertical होगा. Vertical line will have a slope of infinity, and horizontal line will have a slope of 0. So when slope is infinite, line will be vertical. So if in paper question says, can is be vertical? Yes, it can be. And when it will be? When value of b is 0 and b की जगह आपको वहाँ लिखना है when investment is not responding to change in rate of interest. Slope is basically geometrically slope या एंगल है, जिस एंगल पे वो लाइन tilted है. अगर स्लोप इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो लाइन स्टीपर होती जा रही है. तो अगर वर्टिकल हो गया स्लोप इनफाइनाइट हो गया. स्लोप डिक्रीज हो रहा है तो लाइन फ्लैट हो रही है. हॉरिजॉन्टल हो गया तो स्लोप 0. दूसरे तरीके से अगर आपको ज्योमेट्रिकली याद रहता है वैसे भी याद रख सकते हैं. ज्योमेट्रिकली स्लोप इज मेनली tan थीटा. वर्टिकल लाइन बनाया तो tan 90 की वैल्यू इन्फिनिटी. ठीक है, तो आपको जैसे कन्वीनियंट लगता है वैसे याद कर लो. स्लोप इज बेसिकली दैट एंगल. So if slope increases, vertical line will have a slope of infinity, horizontal line will have a slope of 0. So if b is 0, then slope is infinite and the line will be vertical. Now if I say MPC, if MPC is 0, then small c, MPC 0 लिया है. MPC कहाँ पे आएगा? मल्टीप्लायर में आएगा. अल्फा जी के वैल्यू को डिटरमाइन करेगा वो. When you write alpha g, then remember that alpha g is 1 upon 1 minus c plus ct. ये अल्फा जी का नंबर है. आप जरा ध्यान दे बताना. मैंने कहा c 0 है तो c 0 हो गया तो ये नंबर 0 हो गया, ये नंबर 0 हो गया. तो अल्फा जी की वैल्यू 1 रहेगी. अल्फा जी की जगह 1 minus 1 upon b हो गया. If b is 0, then c is 0, then slope of that line will be minus 1 upon b. ठीक है. So whatever be the term given, if you know numerically exactly what is the slope of line, तो वट एवर बी द वैल्यूज गिवन आप रफ में ये लिख लीजिए और अकॉर्डिंगली स्लोप डिटरमाइन कर लो. तो लाइन कैन बी स्टीपर और लाइन कैन बी फ्लैटर डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा जी एंड द वैल्यू ऑफ बी, एंड दिस वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा जी डिपेंड्स अपॉन MPC एंड रेट ऑफ टैक्स. रेट ऑफ टैक्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. You have to remember this equation. Slope is -1 upon alpha g into b. These terms you have to remember so long as you are studying macros, and not only just in sem 2, sem 3 as well as in sem 4, because ISLM is based for entire macro. What is different in reading and what I am explaining here is that in reading it is simply written that slope depends upon multiplier and b. Numerically explain नहीं किया गया. But if you know exactly what is slope, then it is easy for you to explain any application based question. Slope is inverse of multiplier into b, -1 upon alpha g into b. Done. Now pick the third part of this IS curve, which is a shift of IS curve. So one thing is clear, derivation. Second thing is clear, slope, and the third part is shift of this line, shift of IS curve. Next part is shift of IS curve. Shift of IS curve. First of all, tell me what will cause shift of IS curve. वो जो 3 पॉइंट लिखे थे उसमें shift के नीचे क्या लिखा है? Shift will be due to change in what? So now you will change only autonomous value, keep all other factors constant. So shift will be due to change in any autonomous number. Now use one side of your register for graph and leave one side blank for writing equation. Don't draw diagram in the middle. Again you write yn I here and yn aggregate demand here. -45 line first. What was this intercept? A bar minus bi. So I take a specific number of intercept and a bar. ये a I bar की जो वैल्यू है उसको आर्बिट्रली आप कहीं भी यहाँ मार्क कर लेंगे. Anywhere this I bar has been drawn anywhere. Starting from that point you draw aggregate demand line. Intersection of that line with 45-degree angle determines income. So this is equilibrium level of income based upon interest rate I1. So we have one particular point. जब कर्व को डिराइव करना था तो क्या चेंज कर रहे थे? कर्व को जब डिराइव करना था तो हमने रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट चेंज किया था. But now we don't have to derive it. Already there is a curve. We have to explain the shift of it. So only from this point you can draw IS curve. Now if you want to draw it steeper, draw it steeper. If you want to draw flatter, draw it flatter. We are not explaining slope now. We are explaining basically shift. So from that point only draw the IS curve. Steeper, flatter depends upon you. ठीक है, जैसे भी कर लिए उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Now hold all other factors constant and just change A bar. Keep all other factor constant, and when I say all other factor, it means keep even interest rate constant. So keep interest rate constant and just change a bar. Then this entire curve, if it increases, then it entire curve shifts upward at same rate of interest. And this aggregate demand will again shift up, and we have a higher level of equilibrium level of income, Y2. But now you have to combine that Y2 with which interest rate? Same interest rate, because interest rate we are not changing. So at same rate of interest you will join this Y2, which means the new IS curve will be passing through that point. So IS curve shifts to the right or upward. So IS curve shifts to the right or upward when A bar increases. When it decreases, then it will shift to the left. But remember that A bar has many components. That A bar include investment, government expenditure, tax, transfer, all variables. Now my question is, if it is shifting to the right, what is the magnitude of shift? Shift to ठीक है, but what is the magnitude? What is the distance? How much is this distance? Shift का magnitude बताना है. Direction is one thing and magnitude is the other part. So how much is the shift of IS curve? When you have to calculate shift of IS curve, remember shift of IS curve is nothing but this horizontal distance. So that horizontal distance is nothing but delta y. Why this IS curve is shifting? Due to change in A bar. And what is the common meaning of concept multiplier? What does multiplier measures? Multiplier exactly measures change in income due to change in any autonomous number. So from this equation, what is delta y then? Delta y is what? Multiplier into? तो डेल्टा वाई इज बेसिकली शिफ्ट जो अब आप कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, तो बेसिकली यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग व्हाट? डेल्टा वाई. सो शिफ्ट ऑफ IS कर्व इज नथिंग बट मल्टीप्लायर टाइम्स व्हाट? चेंज इन ऑटोनॉमस. तो इन बुक दिस इज द कॉमन फॉर्मूला विच इज रिटन. शिफ्ट ऑफ IS कर्व इज इक्वल टू मल्टीप्लायर टाइम्स डेल्टा A bar. बट नाउ माई क्वेश्चन इज which multiplier it is? All multipliers are not same. Which multiplier? Is it government multiplier? Is it investment multiplier? Is it tax multiplier? Is it transfer multiplier? किस multiplier की बात हो रही है? Multiplier वो यूज करेंगे जिसकी वजह से A bar चेंज हुआ है. A bar के अंदर बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट हैं. इन्वेस्टमेंट भी है, गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर भी है, टैक्स भी है, ट्रांसफर भी है. तो कौन सा मल्टीप्लायर यूज करना है? जिसकी वजह से A bar चेंज हो रहा है. तो इफ आई से A bar is changing because of change in investment, then you apply which multiplier? Investment multiplier. Was it that? What is the value of that investment multiplier? Investment multiplier की वैल्यू थी 1 upon 1 minus C plus CT. If it is due to change in government expenditure, then which multiplier? Government multiplier, but the value will remain same. So 1 upon 1 minus C plus CT. But if it is due to change in tax, then which multiplier? Tax multiplier. And what was the value of tax multiplier? Class number 1. What was the value of tax multiplier? Tax multiplier was minus C upon 1 minus C plus CT. But if I say minus sign here, तो माइनस साइन का मतलब हो गया कि when tax will increase, then IS का will shift in which direction? सबकी तरफ पॉजिटिव होगा. but अगर टैक्स बढ़ा then IS का will shift to the left. and by how much it will shift to the left? ये नंबर है. when transfer will change, then transfer multiplier. and what was that number? Transfer multiplier was simply C upon 1 minus C plus CT. Remember, in all these equation, only in one equation there is minus sign, which means ड्यू टू चेंज इन और इंक्रीज इन टैक्स, IS का will shift to the left. So when government expenditure changes, it shifts to the right. When tax increases, it shifts to the left. So if my question is, when both will change by equal magnitude, then गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर चेंज होने पे IS का will shift to the right, टैक्स चेंज होने पे IS का will shift to the left. So when both will change and both changes in equal magnitude, then
1 minus C.
IS का चेंज होगा या नहीं होगा? हो जाएगा चेंज. Still IS का will change because
1 minus
these two multiplier are not same. ये मल्टीप्लायर सेम नहीं है. मैंने ये दो नंबर आपको सेम बोल दिया है, बट मल्टीप्लायर की वैल्यू तो डिफरेंट है. So what will be the combined effect of balance budget? When government expenditure changes, how much is the shift? ये आ जाएगा. When tax changes, how much is the shift? ये आ गया. When both changes, you will simply add it. तो ऐड करेंगे तो combined effect आ जाएगा. But in that combined effect, what will be the net effect? यहाँ तक कॉपी कर लिया. So लास्ट में सिर्फ combined effect कर दीजिए. Combined effect of balanced budget. Combined effect of balanced budget. Balanced budget के लिए मैं इक्वेशन लिख रहा हूँ. यहाँ तक कर लिया? ये कर लो, पहले इक्वेशन लिख लीजिए. 1 2 3 4. रिमेंबर, कॉमन इक्वेशन ये रह जाएगा, स्पेसिफिक इक्वेशन ये हो जाएंगे. Common will be this and the specific one will be this. So in question you have to be careful which variable has been changed. Accordingly you will change or write equation depending upon change in government expenditure or investment or tax or transfer. After these 4 or 5 steps, lastly just a combined effect of balanced budget. Combined effect of balanced budget. Combined effect of balanced budget, below that write shift of IS curve is equal to combined effect of balanced budget में shift of IS curve. Shift of IS curve is equal to, due to government expenditure it was delta G multiplied by government multiplier. This was one effect. In that I am adding that effect due to change in tax, and the effect of tax was tax multiplier into delta T, which was minus C upon 1 minus C plus Ct. Now since budget is balanced, so balanced budget means change in government expenditure is equal to change in tax. Therefore shift of IS curve is equal to how much? This is delta G अपॉन 1 माइनस सी प्लस सी टी, यहाँ साइन माइनस हो जाएगा, सी अपॉन 1 माइनस सी प्लस सी टी, or in place of delta t also you can write delta g because budget is balanced, and then you can take that delta g common to write equation as this. ठीक है, so now this number is positive or negative? 1 minus MPC, MPC की वैल्यू लेस देन 1 होती है, फ्रैक्शन में है, so the number is positive, which means in which direction it will shift? Right side. When budget will be balanced, IS ka will be shifting to the right. When budget will be balanced, IS ka will shift to the right. When budget will be balanced, IS ka will shift to the right. So there are three parts of this goods market. One was the equation of IS curve, second was slope, and third was the shift of IS curve. Now if any number will be given to you numerically, then also you can calculate it exactly. Exactly इसको calculate भी कर सकते हैं. In the sense whatever be the condition given, like suppose just write one numerical problem, you can solve it on your own. In any क्वेश्चन, पास पेपर के किसी भी क्वेश्चन देखेंगे इस टाइप के फंक्शन गिवन होंगे. सपोज कंजम्पशन इज 50 प्लस 0.8 y माइनस टी, इन्वेस्टमेंट इज 150 माइनस 5i, गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर एंड टैक्स बोथ आर इक्वल एट 100. So if I say write IS equation, IS equation you can write first. IS equation, for that purpose you write y equal to AD, and AD is C plus I plus G. C is 50 plus 0.8 y minus T, T is 100. Investment is 150 minus 5i, government expenditure is 100. So y equal to 50 plus 0.8 y minus 80 plus 150 minus 5i plus 100. 0.8 y लेफ्ट साइड कर लेंगे, 0.2 y हो जाएगा. 0.2 y is equal to what? 50 minus 80 minus 30, then 120 and 100, 220. 220 minus 5i, so y is equal to how much? 0.2 से डिवाइड कर लिया. That will be 1100 minus 25i. Now if you know the equation, I said what is slope of IS curve. So what is slope of this line now? Either you can apply formula that slope was equal to minus 1 upon alpha d into b. Which number is b in this equation? b is this 5. I bar minus bi, ये नंबर हो गया. So either separately calculate alpha g. Alpha g is 1 upon 1 minus c plus small c into t, but there is no information of small t. Tax is just given as autonomous. So what is the value of multiplier then? 1 upon 1 minus 0.8, that's it. So 1 by 0.2 which is 5. MPC की वैल्यू कितनी है? 0.8 है, तो आपने यहाँ 0.8 लिख दिया तो ये 1 by 0.2 हो जाएगा. So it will be minus 1 upon how much is multiplier? ये नंबर कितना हो गया? 5 हो गया, into what? 5. So slope is 1 upon 25.004. हाँ नेगेटिव लिखना है, ठीक है। एनी प्रॉब्लम? स्मॉल टी नहीं है ना, तो स्मॉल टी की वैल्यू 0 हो गई यहाँ पे, तो ये नंबर 0 हो गया। फिर अगर टी के आगे कुछ लिखा होता, अगर क्वेश्चन के अंदर लिखा होता कि t इज इक्वल टू 100 प्लस 0.2y, फिर स्मॉल टी था, फिर हम t की वैल्यू कंसिडर करेंगे। यहाँ t की वैल्यू गिवन नहीं है, इसका मतलब स्मॉल t इज इक्वल टू 0. This was only 100. So if only constant number is given, it means it is not depending upon income. So you will ignore that. If it depends upon income, then it will be given to you. That means it is not always necessary that all values will be given to you numerically. If some values are missing, you will simply consider that value to be 0. So any problem up to this? So in today's class basically we have explained 3 parts, and all 3 parts of goods market. So for goods market you have written IS curve equation, which is y equal to either a bar minus bi upon 1 minus c plus ct, or you write it as alpha d into a bar minus bi. Then you find slope of IS curve, which was minus 1 upon alpha d into b. And third part we explained today was shift of IS curve, which was equal to what? Multiplier times change in a bar, and then any value of multiplier. So this is goods market. Next class will be all about only money market. LM curve equation, LM curve derivation, slope and shift. So next will be only for money market. This is most important chapter in this unit. Chapter number 4 or chapter number 10 you can say. ठीक है? So we'll continue with this.